Welcome to another episode of the Book of Ramblings.
Hello.
Why did you go early?
You jumped the fucking gun, my guy.
Yeah, he's trigger happy. So João just said hello.
I'm just happy. I'm João.
This is Philippe.
Hey.
And I'm Hugo. Hello. So, I think this probably is going to be the last episode about university and education, at least for now.
Yeah.
For this batch of education/university episodes. We ended the last episode touching a bit on university life and challenges for students and teachers and stuff like that. So we may start in there. We've talked about in the perspective of students, but I think it's nice to talk about the perspective of the teacher too. So what challenges does a university teacher face?
Like Philippe said last episode, 200 plus kids. What? Are you nuts?
Yeah. Per class.
Yeah, per class. It's nuts, man.
They don't teach just one class.
One course, one.
Yeah, they teach multiple.
Nuts. And even look, we talked about how some teachers don't really care; they just do it to get a paycheck. To the teachers that do care, that is complicated. Even
for the ones that don't care, I think it's more complicated for the ones that don't care.
Yeah, because
they're forced to do something they don't want to do.
It's not engaging.
Yeah.
And just the evaluation, man.
Oh.
Even if you do only one exam.
200 tests is
200
too
exams
much.
is so many.
I understand why some teachers really enjoy multiple answer questions.
Multiple choice, yeah.
Multiple choice, thank you. True or false.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I don't think it's a good way to evaluate, but
it's the best
way.
But
it's so practical from the teacher's perspective.
It's the best way to correct. I wouldn't want to correct 200 tests,
200 tests,
all open-ended questions. Crazy?
No, it's not.
It's like
as a student, I despise them. Specifically when they take away points from you.
It was not usual for me.
You didn't
to get it to
psychology.
This point.
Only on true false, never on
really multiple choice for me.
Yeah, multiple choice.
Only on true false.
The default for me, it was always
like 30%.
Taking away 30, or it depends on they usually take away. So if it has 5 answers, it takes 1/5. If
3
it's
wrong,
whatever.
3 wrong goes away 1 right.
Yeah,
So
whatever, but it depends.
Just about, yeah.
Unless on true or false, it was like 1 wrong.
Half or
wrong. One wrong, 1 right goes out.
What?
Yeah, I only had it 1 time, and it was the most brutal.
That's actually nuts.
Yeah, psychopathology for you.
You can mathematically get a minus grade.
Yeah.
Usually those tests have
you can't. You have another
like right in the beginning. One of my tests right in the beginning, it literally said, if you have a negative score because of the pointing system, you get a 0. I'm like, oh,
thanks, mate.
Thanks, man. A 0 is much better.
No, but you had like true or false wasn't all of the tests.
Yeah.
He also had like filling the gaps and stuff like that.
Yeah. So for the teacher's perspective, we understand why someone would want multiple
it's
choice.
much easier. Just don't make it discount. I don't think it makes sense to discount the wrong ones. I really don't.
I've had a teacher explain to me why statistically it makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't care about statistics.
Hold on. But this is a teacher who did a 50.
I really don't. I don't think it's fair.
Listen, this teacher makes his exams 50 plus questions.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
Because if you're gonna do all true or false or all multiple choice, it's gonna be very statistically hard if you don't know nothing about it to start getting.
Actually, no.
It's not to get a passing like a 10.
2 students,
50
one
questions.
who actually studied and tried, one that doesn't and just goes random. Statistically, they have the same probability of getting the same questions right.
What?
That's the idea. Because the statistics...
They have the same... I know what the question is saying.
No, you don't know.
Doesn't.
You don't know.
No.
You studied. That's different.
That's what... So, I read the question and understand it. You read the question, you don't understand it.
Yeah, you go random. So, how do you differentiate two people who...
You make enough questions.
That's
what I'm saying. When you make...
Listen, I'm not saying I agree with him. I'm just saying
that's what I'm saying. When I say 50 plus questions...
I love that you guys keep fighting, like, and I'm in the middle. Like,
Yeah, because that's what I was trying to say. Like, when you have 50 plus questions, it's not gonna happen. Someone who didn't study is not gonna pass that.
The exam was like 5 questions. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but why did
50?
you
Come on.
Yeah,
it was a 50 multiple choice in 3
I
open.
mean, it's not just about passing.
It's about knowing.
Yeah, like,
and why do you want to fail them? That's the question. Because I can pass that test by like studying really hard in the last one day.
Yeah.
Because multiple choice really benefits from that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you just want to fail people.
Yeah.
It's true. No,
I in general, I don't really like exams as a method of evaluation.
Yeah, but I think discounting is stupid.
I've heard of something. I don't know if you guys are aware. It was shocking for me. It was. There are some teachers that do a statistical correction to the grades after they correct them. So
what you mean?
I'm sorry, what? As in, it's statistically unlikely they will get this answer?
No. Bear with me here. It's a bit complicated.
Okay.
I will explain what a Gauss curve is because...
Oh, they are graded on a curve? The class is graded on a curve?
Yeah.
That's what you mean?
So, let me just explain this.
I might know what he's talking about.
I think I know.
I'm going to explain first to the podcast listeners what a Gauss curve is. So, it's basically a statistical curve in which the most people in this statistical world would be in the 10. So, the perfect test for the Gauss enthusiasts will have majority of people taking 10 as the grade, and then at the borders a lot of at 0 and at 20 a lot, just some people, like
less and less
the
farther you are from the center.
Exactly. So
that's the one. It's the other name, normal distribution.
The normal.
So it's Gauss, whatever. So Gauss curve. So the problem with this, the problem is most tests won't, even if they do have, they represent that Gauss curve, and it's not that with 200 students, it's not hard to get that.
It's with enough samples.
Yeah, it starts to become statistically.
It's almost impossible for it to be on 10.
Yeah.
So they
shift it.
They shift it towards 10.
They correct it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm sorry. What's the point?
That's grading on a curve. You can do that. You can do that even with 10 people.
I'm sorry. Is it because they want to hit the curve?
They always want to hit the curve.
You can only do that.
So in that environment, if other people do better, you're.
Yes.
In that environment, you don't want other people to do better.
You want everyone to be right now. There are instances where this is almost impossible to do but that means the test was poorly written in the first place, and that's a good indicator that the test was not properly done because the grades are binary or something like that. So
but they should. But
the curve is
they should do that to analyze how well their tests are done. But they should not give the final score based on that.
It's good when the scoring is very bad. So if the class performed very poorly,
you're gonna pump up everyone.
Everyone's pumped up. But if the class performed in general very good, everyone's screwed.
If the average is above 10, everybody's screwed.
Everybody's screwed, including the people that scored above 10.
Yeah,
because they're going to just get.
Everyone, even the ones that scored below 10 are gonna go even
further down.
You've reminded me of something terrible I've heard,
and I think that's very stupid because below a certain grade, you can fail the whole class. Yeah. Even when it's continuous evaluation. Yeah. So I think that's really unfair. Yeah, but keep going.
There are teachers that do this.
I don't think that's fair.
I think you've suffered from this as well. I've had a teacher, not mine, I know the teacher. I didn't have them. But the teacher in question, in like a lab class, didn't award grades higher than a 16 on a 20 scale.
Yeah, they need the other grades for them.
Why?
Because they need them, Sean.
It's so stupid.
It was also to prevent those kinds of teachers. That was some departments in that university. I'm not going to specify which.
Yeah, but they were.
I can tell you later.
Yeah, it was like a department-wide thing.
So they just okay. You're not going to give any marks above 16 to avoid the Gaussian thing.
Yes. I've had one teacher do it on a question per question basis. on one of my tests. It actually benefited me because
I'm sorry, the Gaussian adjust?
Yeah,
yes.
they do this
question by question.
Some teachers have a lot of time, actually.
Look, so
That's psychopathic.
So they wouldn't grade the answer. The answer they considered the best one. So this has all the points.
Yeah.
And this is the worst answer. This is 0.
Yeah.
And now everything's in between. And they grade it accordingly.
I'm sorry.
But those were like open-ended questions or
But it went more complex than this because then you answered something and you answered something and you're both correct, but you're correcter, you're more complete in a certain area and you're more complete in a certain area, so no one gets the maximum grade.
So we average each other out.
Yes.
Oh my god, I hate it so much.
But are these open-ended questions? That's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Open-ended, as much as engineering can be open-ended, as calculus.
Okay, I understand.
So there's a correct answer.
Oh, there is a correct answer.
Yes.
You know that scene?
But so what he's analyzing is like how you reach the result?
Yeah, the steps, the how concrete you are in describing what you're doing, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I was trying to see where there was subjectivity. So
there is.
So he could even do that.
Yes.
But I think he could do that.
He was. I'm saying this. I'm painting him in the back picture, but actually the grades are very good. So
yeah, okay.
in general.
But what I'm saying, I think
but
is that representative of the actual quality of the class?
I think yeah. He was actually an okay. It was not the best, but he was an okay teacher. People kind of understood what he was talking about.
Okay,
and he was actually like. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
It's just chill.
Okay. I'm still not sure if it's a good thing to do.
I'm neither.
I don't like the curve. I think the benchmarks is smart. This is the best answer I've got, and this is the worst. I think the benchmarks is smart because that helps you, then guide the thing.
Depends.
I think admitting
the worst answer doesn't mean it's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but
if everyone learned, then the worst answer is actually a good answer.
But that's why I'm saying I don't like the curve. I think because he's assuming a normal distribution.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is he assuming a normal distribution? Who the fuck is he?
You know where my head is right now?
I used a lot of swears in this batch of episodes.
That's fine.
I'm really sorry.
Do you know? Do you know that scene in Community where the students discover that the minuses are made up?
Yeah.
That's what I meant right now.
The what?
The minuses, like an A minus.
Yeah, like it doesn't mean anything.
They riot. That's what I meant right now.
But because it makes no sense. Because you're assuming something.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense.
You're assuming a distribution that might not be real.
Straight up doesn't represent what the student knows or does.
Yeah, and it's weird because...
There's also the argument that tests themselves don't actually do that, but to apply a Gaussian...
but it's like, okay, this thing doesn't represent reality, so I'll go... So I'll see it through another prism that puts it even farther from reality. So...
Thank you for getting me angry. That was fun.
And it's like, if the final grade is given in value from 0 to 20, and the test is also graded from 0 to 20, why the fuck would you
I just want to go back. I was talking about this.
Sorry,
and I introduced this.
I got really mad. Sorry.
No.
We got really mad.
I want to introduce this because we were talking about how teachers don't have time to correct 200 tests, but then
they do this.
Yes.
But then they do something like this.
But it's not all teachers, and it is.
Obviously.
What I mean is,
and actually, with computer programs, you could do this probably easily. No?
It depends on the test.
How?
For a coding test, yes, it's very easy. This was an engineering one. It was physics. It's not. It's like it was calculus on the paper. It was not.
Oh, okay. But what I'm asking is, they grade it normally, and then they just correct it, and the correction, I think, a computer could do. No.
Oh, the statistical one.
Yeah,
like it was automatic.
So they don't actually have any.
The first one, yes. I'm talking about the
the second one was absurd. It was absurd. It was just really absurd. I was talking about the first.
Yeah. No, the first one is automatic.
It's like they just do the normal and then.
Yeah, but the first one is honestly a step in the ladder for me to get to this one.
Yeah, I understood. to explain the very crazy things some people do.
What I mean is
that's a lot of work, really.
Yeah, but because it touched on something. I think it was I don't know if it was on the last episode. That was kind of scratched me a bit in the sense that you said, teachers should be more free.
they should be free
Maybe.
on the way they're able to teach.
Yeah, I was talking about.
Yes, but on the way they grade,
Yeah.
No. But I was
think
talking about.
I think it
like-
should be a bit.
You were talking about teaching methods.
Yes.
Yeah, I was talking about learning, and I was.
But I wanted
to touch on
to
grading.
specify
Yeah, on grading.
because this is a very big topic.
I think grading is a more complex topic than I was talking about before. You know, I think grading is a very much different. Grading in general, like evaluating understanding or competence.
Yeah, it's complicated.
It's
right.
really
Because
hard,
if you give
know?
that much freedom to a teacher when it comes to evaluating and grading,
no, you can
they
just
can
say,
do whatever the hell they want.
Sure, everybody fails. I don't like you.
That thing that probably people have heard already.
Am I on camera when I'm?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes,
Yeah, you're good.
Sorry.
Imagine a teacher gets a ream of exams and they throw them on the bed, and
the
ones
classical.
that stick, they're the ones that pass.
Yeah.
The classic joke. But some teachers do seem that like they do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it's man
But
again
it's when you're correcting
200
plus
there's
S,
gonna be inconsistencies.
you're gonna fudge.
You're
some
doomed.
things.
You're doomed.
Some-
No, and you're even if you try not to.
No, I'm not saying okay. Fudge has intention behind it.
Yeah,
You're gonna
doomed.
do a mistake.
You're
gonna do
doomed to have
mistakes.
inconsistencies.
You're gonna do mistakes.
Doomed.
But talking on fudge, what are your thoughts
Talking on fudge.
fudge?
Do you guys want some?
Okay, talking about fudging.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on? Because I've seen this happen. A teacher looking at the grade and saying, "Okay, you didn't show that you knew, but I know for a fact that you do. We just fucked up your exam."
Dumb. It's dumb because you have a test.
Fudging their final grade.
You're
for
admitting
example.
that you're admitting that your own method of evaluation is wrong.
Yeah.
And then if you do that, why are you doing that method of evaluation in the first place? It's
Right.
Because you have 200 plus.
but
I've seen this happen.
I think that's it, Hugo. I think you have too many students, and you couldn't physically correct 200 plus essays. Or
then,
200 plus.
then it's systemic.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
a
It is a systemic problem.
Congrats. We reached the conclusion. Yeah,
Feel left out. Shake my hand.
Sorry.
Shake my hand.
No, it is systemic. I think it's one of the biggest problems of higher education that you only start to feel less of when you go into like masters where you start to have classes of like 30
where everyone dropped out already.
Yeah.
Or they just straight up didn't go into a master.
Or just it starts to get specialized.
It gets
in one
very
area,
specific, yeah.
you have like 4 different or more masters. So
You start having, at least I experienced this, less exams and more work groups.
yeah, because they prefer that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a teacher preference.
Yeah.
I think it's really like...
I would say some teachers are lazy to that point, but I think the teachers that do care, they're like, okay, I really can't do it any other way.
Yeah.
So
but I think it's in the first years, especially the first one. It's like you have too many students. I don't think it's
too, and most of them, like first years, again, the freedom thing, they don't really want to be there.
Yeah, and if you
they just don't care.
If you give them a group work, you're putting yourself through the fire because you're gonna have to teach them.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to teach them. Because you're gonna have to fail a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Because a bunch of people are gonna go to
you're gonna get them again.
You're gonna go to. So you're gonna have to teach a lot of people a lesson. You know what I mean? Not in a mean way.
Every year.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be mean. You know what I'm trying. You're gonna have to teach a lot of people how
I've
to do on university level.
I've been both the person that did nothing and both the person that did everything in the group. Not in the person that did nothing. It was a contract thing, but we can get into that later.
Oh yeah.
Because I had a colleague in university where hey, I'm really stressed out right now. Can you do this one for me? And he was like, yep, I'll do it all. And then later, hey, you're good. I'm gonna do this one. And he was like, yep.
Yeah, it was an exchange thing.
Yeah, it was an exchange. But I've been in other groups where there wasn't this exchange.
Yeah,
and
you just did everything.
I've been that person. I've been that person multiple times.
And it's horrible. And the thing is, as the teacher, you have no control.
You have no control.
You have no clue about what's happening and about what's going on.
A student comes tell you, what are you going to do?
Yep.
Are you going to fail the group?
I have a good anecdote for that.
Everyone goes to exam.
Because I've been the student that has done all of the work, and for the first time has spoken to the teacher about it. Because the teacher knew me. Okay. I've had.
He's gonna spill the tea.
Yeah, I am.
You're a teacher of pet. Go on.
I'm really not.
I'm joking.
No, because
joking.
I've worked with this teacher like 2 or 3 times before in different classes, so they knew me. They knew how I work. And when after 3 to 4 years in that course, I suddenly just say, "Hey, heads up, this is happening. I'm by my wit's end. Just so you're aware." The teacher took methods to it and started paying more attention, and then obviously it wasn't as the final grades weren't as representative of what everybody did, but there was discrepancy where mine was slightly higher because I actually did, and I managed to prove that I did.
Yeah,
as in I didn't say, "Look, this is the reports, we did this." It's like in the final presentation, I was clearly the one who was more into the subject.
One teacher of mine just did something like they gave a blank piece of paper to everyone. For you to say what everyone did. What did and like that's dirty as hell, but it works, man. It works, and that was like wit's end, like that. So But
that's smart. I never thought about that.
That's really
that's
smart.
very smart.
I can smell the venom between the group. Right now.
Another
I can smell that this was a psychology teacher.
Yeah,
but some teachers
Who will come up with that?
But some teachers just say from the outset, like you do the groups.
Yeah,
it's your problem from now on.
Yeah, no, I've heard that.
They just like.
But you don't know anyone.
If you fail,
sometimes.
If you can't do the work, you're all gonna.
I went into my masters. I know no one.
Figure it out.
I went into my masters. I know no one. I'm like, and because I'm doing partial, next year I'm gonna know no one again.
Yeah.
So
but
what am I supposed to?
No, but that's
I'm not trying to be mean. It's like
it's a reality.
How can they police
How can
that?
they care? Yeah.
How can they police that? They cannot.
No, nobody has that much emotional capacity to care about so many people in the same way.
It's like you're in a master's, man. Yeah. You can't work. You can't do the.
Don't figure it out.
You can't divide group work and organize it.
I honestly didn't have that problem in my masters. But I don't it was always chill. I don't understand how people can even reach masters with being like that.
Yeah, no, it really irks me.
Man, you can really skate by with some groups. There are some groups that have accepted a sort of way of functioning that really that some people just don't do much, and it's accepted because what the other people get and they really want it is control.
Yeah,
and they really want it.
And sometimes
they are willing to not get work from others in exchange for that control. I don't think it's fair. But
when you say control, you mean control of the group or themselves?
Of the
final product, and
of
the group. Like you control those people in a sense, because they depend on you. But you control the final product. It's the most important part. It's like they control the grade they're gonna get.
Yes,
they are in full control. They are not dependent on you doing your part and then figuring out. No, they orchestrate everything themselves.
This is very interesting to me because
some people want it. Which is
recently,
I don't want to be in those groups as well.
No. It's deeply toxic.
I don't want to be in those groups as well.
I've been in one of those.
Okay.
And then because I am the piece of work that I am, I enforced my part to be in the final report.
But, man,
even if it was, I don't care. Yeah. It was my part. It's gonna be there. Oh, but we decided that I was doing this part, so now it is there. I'm sorry. But mine's better. I don't care.
Yeah.
No one told you to do that. No one.
You know,
we got a good grade, by the way.
Yeah.
Good job, man. Good job.
Sorry.
But that person probably stayed thinking that if they put their part, it was going to be better.
It's going to be better.
It never worked again with me. And I didn't want to work with them either. So.
This last year of my masters, because again, I'm also doing it partially, so some of my colleagues are doing some classes that I've already done.
Yes.
And the last year itself is quite heavy because there's a lot of work, then there's a thesis, and it's quite chaotic. This year, someone who's outside of it, I'm seeing that level of chaos from the outside, the chaos that I've already experienced. I've seen friendships shattered. I'm not joking. People who have been friends for years, and suddenly because the pressure was so much, and they didn't manage to work it out between themselves, and there were no new people, and some people wanted control, some people didn't really care. It was ugly. Fun for me, but ugly.
One of my workplace colleagues adverted me about one of the classes that I'm gonna have, and he said, if you end up like because it's a class where we assume positions in a company.
Yeah.
So
it's like a mock company.
Yeah. So I would be like the scrum master, the manager, someone would be whatever. Yeah. It's
okay.
He literally told me, if you guys end up friends after that class, it didn't work.
Oh, that's great.
So what he's
because
saying...
no one's gonna know what they're doing. It's new for each one of us. No one's gonna know what they're doing. You're all gonna screw up, and the manager, like whoever it is gonna fall on you. And if it doesn't, he's doing a poor job, and you're gonna fail. So
Yeah. So what he's saying
there
is
are ways of doing it.
Yeah, so what he's saying is like workplace environment should be toxic, and you get to learn it now.
No.
I'm just joking.
When no one knows what they're doing, yes, it's gonna be toxic. Yeah. It's doomed. If no one knows what they're doing and how to collaborate with other people, even the manager, you're screwed, man.
I'm confident you'll pull through. I know you. I think you'll pull
through.
He's gonna pull through. He's gonna be alive at the end, but he's gonna hate everybody he did it with. Exactly. That's just it.
Let's hope not.
I hope not. I don't like hating people.
No, you might just not be good friends, you know.
That's all. It's kind of the mentality in which I've walked into Masters already. So I'm like,
I know.
I'm not expecting anyone to be my friend.
Just
if it happens, it happens.
Just nice.
If it happened, it's nice. Yeah. I'm open to it. But they're colleagues, and I'm fine working with each one of them for now. So
I think it's far more important to build a relationship.
It's like a
based on respect.
Yes, it's like a workplace relationship, and in the sense that
respect needs to be assumed with everyone.
Not a lot of people function in that way.
Oh, okay.
So some people just think themselves better, or they just don't really care. So if you just come from a place of I don't like you, but I'm gonna treat you with the respect you are owed, because just how things should work. If you work like that,
I don't like you. I don't like you, but it already started in a very...
Man,
I mean, if it got to that point, it didn't really start that well.
Yeah, if you don't like... Why don't you...
Here's an advice. Don't like or not like people. Yeah. Like, right off the bat. Just...
Yeah, no, give people a chance.
No,
obviously.
Don't give anyone a chance.
First interactions...
Okay, time.
Philip, you're getting too negative again. Yeah. Let's just bring that up.
First interactions are stupid, man. You can screw up the whole vision someone has of you because of I don't know, because you
really did a Tuga right now.
I went Tuga. Yes, I went Tuga because
why? What did he say?
I said
I don't know in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Oh, it just came out. It was really fun.
So yeah, you really threw me off.
So you can make a very basic faux pas in first encounters,
Yes.
Those little social mistakes.
Yeah.
That
I actually had that recently.
I've done that with each one of you.
Yeah,
probably. I've done that with every besides my parents and my sister. I've done that with
I don't know.
Literally.
You started crying probably the moment you met your parents. So.
Every meaningful relationship. Yeah, but that's a baby. Right? It doesn't matter. It's like my sister was a baby, so she looked at me and I was like, yeah.
All right.
Whatever. So, but yeah, every meaningful relationship I have, bad first impression.
Yeah, you told me this.
Every single one of them. Everyone. It's not
you have a bad first impression of them?
No.
I don't think I had a bad first impression of you. It was very neutral, Ugo. My first impression of you.
I would have... If I was you, I would have a very bad first impression of me.
It was very neutral.
Man, we need to talk.
If I were both of you, I would have a very bad impression of me.
It was very neutral.
I thought my first impression of you was rather positive.
I've had a bad one of you.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was talking about. Because you told me this because you looked at me with an arm on my chest because I'd broken my arm.
On the first day of school.
First day of school, that was fun.
He reaches 1 week late.
Yeah, you were late.
I was late one
He
week.
was late 1 week and some hours because he also reached that class specifically late. So
Yeah.
Oh, you remember a lot.
I do remember. I do remember a lot.
And you looked at me and you thought, what a moron.
Yeah, like the teacher interrupts class. Someone enters and like he just stand there and the teacher like I don't know what you or the teacher said, but just stood like there a bit saying, "Hey, I'm wrong" or something. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm discombobulated. I don't know anyone.
Yeah, because you're a week late. Get with the program, my guy.
I was like, what happened and why are we getting a new colleague with a broken arm just
No,
now?
I remember it was weird. Someone came to school a week
I
late.
imagine so.
But it's like, do I care?
See, this is worse.
I'm fine with it. It's fine.
I'm not trying to be mean, but that's what I mean with
You're not
neutral.
trying, but you are.
Yeah.
Was I?
No, it's
No,
fine.
no.
I
It's
don't
fine.
care about people I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's really honest. And it's kind of what I meant with neutral with you. Is like,
Yeah.
I saw you there, and you always seemed like you never did anything wrong to me, so
Yeah.
we're cool. We're neutral.
We're cool.
Yeah, and
We're just a weird kid.
And now we have a podcast together.
Yay!
and it's the same with you.
With you. My friend.
With you, I didn't know you, so it's just some dude that came to class.
Yeah, the
late.
first conversation we had together was about One Piece.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we're that nerdy.
It had to be. It had to be. A lot of.
I'm sorry, you're shaking your head.
I think
Yes.
another friend of ours,
Yeah,
who shares a name with you,
Yeah, I
my
know.
first conversation with them was also One Piece.
yeah, that's right.
My first conversation with him was because I was I was also late for my first class of the
Live.
on the 4th floor
Yeah.
and it only stairs and I was I have asthma.
Yeah, asthma. Yeah.
Okay. So I went running through the stairs. I just barged in class like there's no tomorrow, and I'm dying. And I entered the wrong class. So
Oh, you did!
Yeah,
I
I don't
did-
remember this part because
Yeah, you went to mine,
yeah,
right?
but I didn't. Yes, I didn't know because there was no way of knowing beforehand if I was in one of the or
Yeah, the
other,
division was literally in your name.
because- yeah, the division was literally because
yeah, he was
the
the last.
alphabetical order, and I was the last of the other class, but I didn't know that because I just thought in my head, well, I'm age, so maybe this one.
It was literally a 50-50
yeah.
choice.
So
Yeah.
so it's not like it was my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fond
And the
memories.
first thing the other João said was, "You look a bit white." That was my
I
first.
remember that.
Yeah.
It was the first interaction I've ever had with anyone in high school. Was him saying to me, "You look a bit white." I'm like, I probably do.
And then you had to change class.
Yes, and then
You got really late 2 hours. A little bit.
a little
But
bit.
those
Like
first
5
lab
minutes.
classes, you were just mixing water with water.
That was so dumb. Decanting water from dirt.
yeah, it was like
But it was really
lab,
fun
It was lab
because-
classes. Yeah.
It was really fun. Exactly. It was so fun, man. You could talk so much.
Yeah.
It was like recess.
So, guys, we should talk about study-life balance. I think this is a great.
Never study, always life.
Next.
No, I think this is a great. Like we just talked about recess and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think so. Study-life balance. What? Because and this goes hand in hand with the topic that
You gotta chill, man.
Chill,
You're
man.
good.
It's cold.
Ghost just hug you.
I'll
just
warm
hug
you up.
Jesus. So
You're welcome, audience.
no.
It felt like you were gonna warm me with my old blood, man. You were gonna like start cutting me.
So study life balance and also work and study and life balance because I think this for the people that work while they study, mostly in university, is a big thing.
It's rough.
If you are working and you're in 10th grade, in like 5th grade,
You should get better parents.
Yeah.
So-
that's I hope
That is horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the reality of some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing.
it impairs your learning. So
Yes,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So study life balance. I think there's a lot of both of extremes here. Some people just study, and some people, like Philip says, just life. So
Just life, man.
they just life.
Just do life. Study.
And
No study on life. That's the title.
Yeah, no study.
That's done.
Oh, that's nice. And then die young, and it's done.
I gotta write this. I gotta write this down.
some people just they do, yeah. And I think I understand why you would fall into one of the extremes. It's very hard to do one and not get sucked into it.
I think because the hard part of
it's management.
It's balance.
It's a management. It's a personal management you have to do, and no one taught you to do.
I'm still terrible at it.
Yeah,
I'm still terrible at it.
I'm still. Also, I hate studying. Why would I do it?
Studying is cool, man.
No, I love learning. I hate studying.
You can do both at the same time. Yes.
Okay, listen.
And your
listen. I understand you. I disagree with you. I'm pointing at Philip.
I care not for your...
Because I do hate studying and I love learning, but I do agree with Ugo. You can do both.
You can do both at the same time. And if you learn, you've already studied.
Yeah.
The reverse isn't true, so you can study without learning, and I've done that. And I am guilty of doing that.
And it works.
Big time.
And it works.
And you pass.
And you forget.
Yeah.
And
welcome to university.
But some you're gonna forget, my guy.
But
you're gonna.
No, there's not something.
That's a whole topic I want to cover.
You don't go through 3 years of university and remember it all.
It's a whole topic I want to cover, and I wish Hugo from like 6 years ago knew what I was doing now with my current masters, because I'm literally like everything's going into a database. So even if I don't remember, I remember.
Yeah, it's there already summarized. I understand what you mean.
And it's not summarized; it's written from me to me. So I know what I know. I understand myself.
Unless you forget to understand yourself.
Okay.
No, okay, but that's like there's a point.
I understand what you mean, and
I write it in a way that I write as in if I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So
like if you were going from nothing to there.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand, and that's smart.
But that's an approach.
That's better than a textbook because it's here for you.
Yeah. Textbooks are horrible. We will get there.
I thought this was the last one.
No. We'll get there. Is in
eventually.
Eventually. I love that word because it means nothing.
Yeah.
Eventually means it either tomorrow or never.
We want to do it, but we won't.
We want to do it eventually. Who knows?
We would like for it to happen. Will we do something for it?
Who knows?
But when it comes to work-life balance, I think the important...
Work-life?
Study?
Work-life study, whatever.
I'm considering work-life as study, because if you're a student, you know what I mean?
I understand what you mean. Okay. So,
the important thing is, if you dedicate all your time to just one, it ain't working.
It's
not gonna work.
Sometimes it works.
You are working.
Listen, mother. No, but my point is, the best way to do one is to do the other in not necessarily in equal measure. It depends on how you work, what your needs are. You need to find what works for you. You need to find the balance. Okay, Philip.
I'm really sorry because the phrase says it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, balance. Yeah.
I'm just playing, but I'm really sorry.
You gotta remember, when you start feeling a bit tired, empty, exhausted on one side, it's probably because you need a little bit more of the other. And we often forget that because we often get blindsided by, I need to work, I need to do this to achieve that.
I'm gonna be honest. I do not think about any of that.
No, it becomes second nature to you.
It's not second nature. It's just, I took the approach that teams take in companies, and I thought, I'm not going to be able to manage this because it's an additional thing. Like, it's work, life, and study balance, yes, but then you have management, so it's the fourth hidden, the hand that controls it all. Because what I mean is, it's a whole different thing. You need to spend time to not spend time. Do you understand what I mean? And sometimes you don't have the time to not spend time. Yeah,
to schedule your things.
It's a hard concept to conceptualize.
I get it. If you could every day sit for an hour and map your entire week or month, that would be great. That would be sometimes amazing. You don't have that.
But you don't have that time.
Yeah.
Okay. So
See, not that difficult to explain.
yeah, for me it was. So and the approach I really like to take is make a system that will mostly there's no perfect system.
Yeah.
But make a system that will work for you. So automatically. So either being allocating, I don't allocate hours because I'm terrible at it, but I allocate focus and times of focus every day to specific things. So I know that I'm focusing on work for this amount of time or for this amount of effort. I kind of measure it in effort, but everyone has their method.
It's arbitrary. It works how it works.
Yes, there is always a bit of work you have to do in this department, but the idea is the system works for you in a way that you don't need to think all the time about how you're going to organize your day. Because if you do, you're screwed. You've already screwed it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not about allocating hours. It's more about defining what you got to do. Because if it's all in your head and it's not very well organized, make a list.
I'm saying this as a very busy person right now. So
yeah, make a list. And, if you want to say, okay, let's put this to Monday and then this to Wednesday. If it works, and have the flexibility to say, you know what, I can't do this today. Let's push it.
There's a plethora of methods. I am very agile in the way that I plan. But I also am not, because whatever, it's complicated. But yeah, that's my problem with allocating time, specific time frames, because I do not take the same amount of time to do everything. And sometimes I take 5 hours to do something and I still feel like I can do more. Because it wasn't that's what I mean by effort. It didn't take any effort, even though it took 5 hours. So it's, and that's important for the life part of work, life and study balance, because you don't want to take all the effort into, work and, study, because you need to do effort on stuff you like to. So otherwise you're not going to feel accomplished. And so yeah.
I have nothing to say on this. I really don't. I haven't found. It's really hard for me to work. Or study. It really is. It really is. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But it really is. It takes a lot of effort only to start. There's a huge amount of effort.
I'm gonna be totally honest. Getting a pay grade at the end of the month is a huge,
sure.
A huge motivator. Sometimes,
look at that cash.
Sometimes I'm working. I'm having trouble starting work because it's a thinking process, right? Like my work, it's thinking mostly.
There's a lot of problem solving for you.
Yeah, that's it. So it involves a lot of effort sometimes, mental effort. So I'm like, yeah, but I'm gonna get paid. I should start working. This goes through my head. Like, someone's paying me to do this. And I enjoy it a lot. But even stuff you enjoy sometimes.
If you have to do it every day,
sometimes, and sometimes you're just not there.
Yeah, man. It's like, and that's the thing. Yeah. That's the difference. When you start to get paid for something, you have to do it even when you don't feel like it. Yeah. Even something you enjoy.
But also, you're getting paid to do it, so it's easier to start doing it. But even if you're not.
What I'm trying to say is, I love something I do as a hobby, playing video games. If I had to do it every day and certain
now you're gonna play Civilization 5 obligatorily, or otherwise you're not gonna get paid.
You're gonna do it because you have to do it to get paid, but you were not doing it for the same reason you were doing it before. You know what I mean? So I think that's a different motivation. And maybe I've for studying, the job I had is very physical, store stuff. So I didn't have to spend so much time. So it's easier to start, If you
more
just
menial tasks.
If you have to move boxes and put stuff on shelves, you can do it unless you're physically exhausted. I was some days, but you do it,
It's different kinds of effort.
Yeah, but it's not as hard to start.
But it's still effort, and you have. So I account I don't distinguish. I account the pool for. I've done a lot of effort at work today, so I'm probably not gonna do a lot of other stuff today. Yeah, but then
there's an actual gauge for yourself, because you feel yourself tired, be it physically or mentally. So if you can gauge that for yourself, you say, you know what? I'm not going to do this right now.
Yes. Yeah. But what I was trying to say is that starting a mental task for me, school, it takes a lot.
I get that. I
Just to
struggle.
kick it up,
I struggle a lot with beginnings too.
Rituals, man. Rituals are good.
Routines are good.
No, I'm not talking about routines are good. But ritual. So, because the problem with routines is the problem that I have. It's the same problem as in is that it's planned. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for a routine.
Yeah, but it's not a routine for the entire day. You could have a morning routine, a night routine.
Yeah, but I don't have.
Routine,
I cannot. I can't. If you if you look at the chaos in my life, you will understand that it is impossible for me to form. Like, I have tiny routines. So, like, in the morning and at night, I have tiny routines. But even those, sometimes, like, I get at home at 4 in the morning. Am I going to do my night routine? No. I'm going to sleep. So
yeah, no, I get it.
So I have rituals. I have literal stuff. So I'm gonna study. I always do something before studying to set me up for studying. I go and I drink coffee or make tea, or I eat something, and I go to a specific place to do that specific thing.
Yeah.
And I set up like the environment to do that. I do like a ritual.
Yeah, I try to do that as well for me.
Because otherwise I cannot do anything.
It's about telling your brain that, you know what, it's time to do this.
Yes, and it's a soft way of doing it because you're not doing it directly. So I've set up everything and then didn't do anything because I don't need I've set up the stuff. I've set up things in a way that I can just do the ritual. I reach the end. I try to do just a bit, and then I'm like, yeah, it's not working today, so I switch to something else, and that's fine.
Yeah,
that's why you sometimes. I've never planned on playing. By the way,
yeah.
Never in my day will you see I plan to play today, but sometimes I show up in Discord and I'm like, hey, let's play something.
Yeah, but I never planned on play. Like, that's the thing.
What I mean is,
I think that's the beauty of
my schedule. In my schedule, it would be impossible to play.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, that's the beauty of entertainment.
Yeah.
Is that I do it when I feel like it, and I feel like work. It's not really that.
You know what? I think that's a really good place to cap it today.
Yeah.
With the message. Play. Don't forget to play.
Yeah.
That's important. Be it for work, be it for studying, play is important because it puts everything else in perspective and helps you rest.
Yeah, but usually I play when none of the rituals work, so I've worked up the... Usually when what I feel like is I've exhausted my effort gauge. So I have no more effort to give today, or focus, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So...
That's because probably you're exhausted and you need a reset.
Yeah, so I'm like, sure, let's
reset
play.
Time.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's get a dopamine hit from those games.
Yeah.
But the next day, it's rinse and repeat. I try again. So I do my ritual for work, I do my ritual for studying, and then at the end, I and playing guitar and whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I'm like, okay, today's not the day for this.
Yeah, that's important. It's important to know sometimes. To know how to when to try.
Even work sometimes. Sometimes in work I just do light work. So instead of coding, I'm just reading emails and doing all the stuff because I tend to batch and not do that stuff. Like reading emails is it's very easy, but it's so tedious.
Yeah.
So I usually end up just accumulating a bunch, like 100 emails, and. Like that I didn't read because I just go through the titles like not important, like, and they just rest there for the eternity. So when I'm not, when I don't feel like working, like hard working, I just go through the emails like, yeah, this one is it's bullshit like I thought. Delete. Oh, this one is also bullshit. Delete. Yeah. Oh, this one is mildly interesting. I'll keep it and I'll delete it later probably. That's
yeah.
I do the same with the university email, by the way.
I just don't read them.
I do.
I just do the first part. Do I care? Nope. And then it stays there until Microsoft deletes it because there are too many there.
That's good.
I think this is a good. I think this is a good way to end this episode. I think we will probably talk about learning next, like revisit that.
I think it's kind of set unless something drastic change it.
We still have to do an episode about frogs. If anything...
Oh, yeah. Frogs.
Who promised it? You? Me?
Don't put this on me.
You?
No, it was between you two.
It was you.
I promised frogs. Oh.
I don't know who promised it, but
Okay.
It
you
ain't
said
me, man.
you said you wanted an episode about frogs.
Oh, okay, so it was me, probably.
I don't know who promised
It was
it.
me, probably. So if I promised, it
I'm
needs
probably to
happen.
blame for that if someone did it.
No, I'll accept
How
the blame.
the frick are we gonna do an episode on frogs?
No, dude.
We'll
do it eventually.
do it. It's probably gonna be an interlude about frogs.
Yeah.
So I just love how this episode is ending. Yes.
Right.
And I love that the eventually thing stick.
Yeah.
Because I honestly think it's a dumb thing.
Yeah.
Eventually, yes.
I think it's a great word, so you can keep shoving stuff to the future.
to the future self. But it's not even the future self, because sometimes you don't even plan on
No.
It's just like eventually.
Yeah, you're
like,
not shoving
pushing out of them.
Yeah, it's not for your future self. It's the future.
The future of
actual
someone.
Ephemeral future.
So remember, there is going to be a new episode.
Eventually. Jesus.
All right,
Yeah.
everybody. See you next time.
See you.
Bye.
You can support the show by subscribing to our YouTube channel or listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you want more, you can follow us on Instagram at RambleBoxOfficial. That's at RambleBoxOfficial. Or you can check for more content in theramblebox.com. That's theramblebox.com. Links are in the description. That's the end of the show. We'll see you next time. Bye!